It's huge. That's who they are. Miles, Siakam, they're all perimeter players. And let's be honest, at the end of the day, I'm not used to being out there and guarding. Everybody knows that. So for me, I just have to give more effort. It's not going to be perfect for me, but just try to mitigate the damages out there.
Obviously, having experience in playing against Miami, they don't have as many
Hmm.
players as Miles and Pat as you mentioned.
Right.
How did trying to implement what you were going to have to do as you against Miami help
Hmm.
set you up for what you're going to have to do now?
Right. Helped a little bit. It's always hard to replicate another team playing against another team like that. But you try to I feel like Kenny tried to implement small things where we can get ready for the next round or just try to be ready for a certain type of offense. They're a tough team to prepare for how they play, so we just tried our best.
What is the toughest challenge of playing against Indy?
Transition. They're like apparently the fastest transition team in the league. And I don't know the numbers personally, but that's been the whole thing. This whole uh, training camp week, it feels like to try to prepare for their transition offense.
You guys talked before the Miami series about how this kind of felt like training camp being back in Sarasota for the Seahawks
Yeah.
for you guys. How does that compare to what you just experienced?
It's been the same, honestly. Once we won the series, it kind of reverted like the last game of the season. We took what, 1.5 days off, rest your body, and then come back in here, get some shots up. We basically just try to replicate everything just to reset everything.
How do you replicate their speed when they play at a pace that's different than everybody else in the NBA, including the
Yeah.
Kings?
That's we have the coaches try their best. It's tough to replicate it, like you said. Halliburton, when he gets the rebound, he kicks it ahead to somebody else to get an open three, or just whatever their play is. It's hard to replicate.
Mike Garrity playing Halliburton?
No, thank goodness.
You got one series under the belt. You've got the playoff energy from Cleveland.
Right.
How much are you looking forward to this next round?
Uh
Maybe
huh.
increasing that energy? And
Right.
what was the first round like for you guys?
Yeah. First round was excellent. Cleveland came out with a lot of energy. They know that it's something they love and they have our backs. And I feel like every single round we go to, hopefully, they're going to be even louder and more excited then.
How do you feel about the Cavaliers experience? Going inside round every day?
I didn't know what to expect. Well, I thought it was awesome. Just to add something different to our arena. I haven't seen any arena do something like that. But I hope it got a good feedback because it's different. It might not be like the coolest per se, but I thought it was awesome.
You kind of brought up Miles as far as just the 5-out stuff, but when it comes to him protecting the paint for them,
Right.
you guys neutralize that because he's obviously someone that's really good at altering shots.
Right. Just still attack him. Darius is still a great floater shooter. Donovan's still great at attacking the paint. And honestly, if he goes to contest the shot, I'm going to be down there for the offensive rebound. So there's still like a cascade of things that has to happen after he steps up. Maybe we kick it to the corner. There's still a lot of things. We just want to stick to our original game plan of attacking.
Jarrett, when you talk about the challenge of them getting up and down the floor the way they do, especially in transition,
Right.
they seem to be a team that wants to make you play their style.
Right. Uh-huh.
But you guys have shown this year you can play a variety of styles of basketball.
Okay.
Without
Right.
giving anything away, have you
Uh-huh.
guys found a style that you guys have played that you're hoping to get
Right.
to force them into playing?
Uh, Honestly, not really. We haven't really discussed changing our style. We've not bragging, but we have the number one offense in the NBA for a reason, and so far it's worked for us. Every single thing that Kenny has implemented, and just how talented our guys are, everything has worked. So I don't think we're really trying to change up anything or everything.
Jarrett Siakam's their leading scorer, regular season and playoffs.
Right.
And you guys have the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
So how much are you looking forward to seeing
Uh-huh.
Evan match that challenge
Yeah.
in a playoff environment?
It's super exciting. Like you said, he's their leading scorer, and obviously Siakam is a great offensive player in the post and on the perimeter. But we know Evan's an excellent defender in the post and the perimeter. So to see them battle this series, I'm excited. I'm gonna still have his back whenever he needs me, but hopefully he doesn't need me a lot.
Jared, a lot of the talk has been about your rivalry not being aspirational.
Right.
The defensive end, obviously, coming out of the transition is a big part of the game.
Uh-huh.
How do you balance not only trying to be on offense fast, but also getting
Right.
back to prevent anything in transition as much as you can?
I think there's an element, you probably heard Coach talk about tagging. You know, there's an element to crashing the glass and still matching up to your man. I think that's going to be a huge part in this series because if you're out of position on the rebound, then, you know, just let it go. You know, just don't, because they're going to get the advantage really quick. But if you tag and you match up with your defender, that just slows everything down.